Today we are going to make traditional oilcloth. We're not going to use rust to dye it with. We're not going to do stuff like that. And we are using turpentine. Although you can use mineral spirits, odorless mineral spirits, turpentine is a better drying agent for this kind of thing. All right. What we're going to do is, you've probably seen it before, we're going to use bed sheets. Now, the problem with regular bed sheets that you typically would get for your home, the thread count's not high enough. Also, a lot of people like to use those painter's drop cloths, those canvas ones. The problem with canvas and oilclothing it, if you're not wax coating it, is the fibers are too far apart. The whole point of oilcloth is it swells the fibers and it reduces the amount of space in between the fibers, making it very, very water resistant. Not waterproof, but very water resistant, to make a great tarp for us when we're in the outdoors. We can use these as ground cloths. We can use them as a tarp shelter. We can also use these for our actual pack. This can become our pack. All right. Now, this is a twin size bed sheet, and I'll tell you what I got. This is a 400 thread count. I got these from Target. You can get Egyptian cotton if you want to. That's 800 thread count. Generally, you're looking for anything above 200 thread count. I like to go with at least 400 thread count. The weaves are really, really tight. And what you want to do with this stuff first is throw it in your washing machine, wash it, and then throw it in your dryer and dry it. Just on regular cotton setting. That's going to get rid of any shrinkage that may be left to this stuff. Because when it's new, it's going to shrink, right? So let's get rid of that right out the gate. So wash and dry it, get rid of any shrinkage there may be. But a twin size bed sheet is basically like a 6 foot by 8 foot, roughly about 6 foot by 8 foot tarp. And that's really what we're looking for. This is personal. This is for us. It's not for a whole big group of people. But what I liked about the ones that I got at Target, which I don't really shop there all that much, is this came in a bag. It came in this bag, cotton bag. This is made out of like jersey style t-shirt material, okay? And I really like that. So it came in this cotton drawstring bag. Do you think maybe I can make an oilcloth possibles bag out of this where I can collect tinder with it or keep my fire starting gear in it? Is at least for this project, a twin size bed sheet. Notice I got kind of a OD green. I don't need to be messing with dyeing stuff. There's plenty of fabrics out there already that are already dyed, right? So I washed it, shrunk it. I made sure that any excess dyes are already washed out of it and that any pre-shrinking that needed to be done is done. All right, sorry about that. We're gonna start with this. It's very simple. What you're gonna need is boiled linseed oil. I get it in the gallon. Turpentine. You can use mineral spirits if you want to, but we're doing this outdoors. A lot of people don't like the smell of turpentine. But the thing is, we're gonna let this hang and cure for a week. So that smell is going to dissipate, most of it at least. And as we use it, the smell will go away. They're about $7, somewhere around there. So far we're in about 14 bucks. I got a paint measurer's cup because we're going to be measuring in 8-ounce increments, $2. So we're looking at about $37. If you were to buy an oilcloth tarp, you're looking at least $150. You need 8 ounces for one sheet. You need 8 ounces of linseed oil and 8 ounces of turpentine, an equal mixture. What we're going to do first is we're going to heat up the linseed oil. That's why we're doing this outside. The vapors from linseed oil, boiled linseed oil, is very flammable. I have an outside heat source. I'm going to slowly heat this. I'm not going to boil it because we're going to just pour. So I'm just going to pour in 8 ounces of boiled linseed oil. We're going to pour that into our pot, do 8 ounces of the turpentine. Now we got our 8 ounces of turpentine, and once again, that's flammable as well. We're not going to add that while this is heating. We're waiting until the boiled linseed oil is actually heated before we add the turpentine. We're not looking to boil the boiled linseed oil. We're just heating it. That's all. Basically what I do is take a little stir stick and just feel it. And when it's hot, I know it's ready. Doesn't take long, it's not much. Notice I'm using an old aluminum pot here. You can use whatever pot you want. I like to use something that my wife's not going to want to cook in later on. Alright? Okay, so that's warm. Notice that didn't take long, that's why I didn't pause the video. I'm going to shut the fire off. No chance of vapors getting caught on fire. So next thing we're going to do while this is still warm is we're going to take our turpentine. We're going to pour it into that mixture in a Home Depot bucket. And I'm just going to pour that in there, trying not to splash it too much. Make sure it's not folded up. Make sure it's all loose and everything. Putting it in the bucket. I'll show you in a second. Now if you find that that's not enough, you can always mix up more. Okay, so all in all, I did 24 ounces of linseed oil and 24 ounces of turpentine. All I'm going to do is make sure it's It's all in all of the fabric. So I'm gonna get this mixed around real good. What you're gonna do is take a corner and you're gonna roll it up. And all I'm trying to do is getting it soaked into all the fibers and everything. I don't want this sopping, dripping wet or anything. I want it cured or treated through all the fibers. So if I see any dry spots, then I know that I'm going to need to put more in there. Great, so we got it done. Yeah, that second treatment was plenty for that actually. So I did about 24 ounces of linseed oil and 24 ounces of turpentine. The important thing is it's an equal mixture, right? If I made up too much, it doesn't matter. I could seal that in a container, and you want to put it in a sealed container, and I could save it for another time, or I could save it to make repairs on this, right? So if there was any, if I went to use it and there was any, you know, spots that didn't get full treatment or whatever, I could use that and just rub it on there and re-cure it with that and hold it next to a fire to heat it. Now with mine, I have it stuck in the tail end, stuck in the bucket because I didn't have enough height here to let it drape all the way down. I don't know if that's gonna make a difference. I don't think it will, because later on I'm gonna be picking up the bottom part and putting it at the top and bringing the top part down. And I'm gonna do that every 6 to 8 hours for the first day or so. It's dry to the touch. And then I'm just gonna leave it hang for a week to get, because it's a very strong smell. So saturate this thing good, do all the wringing. I was wringing it for about 30 minutes. I just kept on going and kept processing it into the material and everything. And I just kept it going. And I know that there's some in the bottom of the bucket right now, just from hanging there for about 10 minutes. There's some in the bottom of the bucket. So what I may do before I flip it the next time, I may get it back down in there and wring it again and get it going, and then just flip it up on end. Or since it's wicking it up, what I'll probably do is just lift that part, hang it, and then let the top one down. For you, those of you that are saying, hey, I want to try using oilcloth tarps and stuff, now keep in mind, these will rip. You will get cuts in them and everything. I don't know about you guys, but I set up a spot in the woods that's kind of my permanent location that I do things, and for the cost of this, I don't mind leaving this hangout because I go out there every day. I don't want to keep tearing down and setting up and everything. Give this a shot at home. I really hope you enjoyed it. So if you do, hey, post a video response to this one, post the links in the comments sections and show me you doing it as well. So that's it, folks. Give it a shot, and like I said, give it plenty of time to hang. All right, take care.